Yo, check this out, it's just a beat.
All right, thanks for tuning in. We got some good news for you. Guess what? That bitch Hillary Clinton, she's on our TV again. Oh, that girl, she just don't give it a break. Well, Hillary Clinton on Comey intervention. Yeah, she mad that nigga, he squealed on her. And then now he recopped his words back. You know what I'm saying? Now he's scared, probably running for his life. Because you know, Hillary people, they will come for you. All the people that betrayed Hillary Clinton and her husband, they all dead. So I hope, Comey, you in a good safe spot, because you know since she lost the presidency, she is blaming everybody. Well, Anderson Cooper has, he talking to her all nicely. You know he want to chop her head off too. Let's see what we got in store today.
You,
Yes.
which is a very, that's a strong word.
It is a strong word.
And it also implies that this was a personal, or that he was trying to get you.
He's never been clear about his motivation, and what bothered me the most as the time went on after the election is, and we learned more about the open FBI investigation into the Trump campaign and their connections with Russia. That had been going on for quite some time. The American people didn't know about it. He was specifically asked, why didn't you tell the American people about that investigation? And he said, well, because it was too close to an election. So ask yourself, a closed investigation that ended the prior July, an ongoing investigation into the Trump campaign and Russia, one deserves to be blown out of all proportion, nothing to be found one more time, and the American people don't have the information that there's a legitimate investigation going on about Trump and Russia before they vote.
Do you think it is personal?
I have no idea. I can't sit here and tell you. I know that there had to be some pressure on him because Rudy Giuliani announced 2 days before that letter came out that something big was coming in 2 days. And people have speculated, was he under pressure from Giuliani and others within the FBI or the broader law enforcement community? I don't speculate on it. I just talk about how really hard to understand it was and the impact that it had.
One of the things, though, that Director Comey gave for that press conference in July was the meeting that your husband had on the tarmac with the Attorney General Lynch. You write about it in the book, but what you don't mention in the book is what you said to your husband when you heard about that meeting.
I didn't hear about it for days because it was so inconsequential to both of them. And then when I heard about it, I didn't really think much of it. And I think this was a rationalization that was used for being able to do what he did. But, what's important to me going forward is, as I say, I think it's important to focus on what happened because lessons can be learned. But the more important lessons that will affect our democracy going forward are not about him and his investigation. He, I think, forever changed history, but that's in the past. What's important is the fact that the Russians are still going at us. He himself admitted that before Congress. People I really respect, like Jim Clapper and John Brennan and others who knew what the Russians were doing, have been sounding the alarm. I will tell you this, Anderson, if I had been elected president under the same circumstances, so that, I lost the popular vote, I squeaked through the Electoral College, and evidence came up that the Russians, for whatever reason, were trying to help me, I would have said on the first day in office, we're going to launch the most thorough investigation. No nation, particularly an adversary nation, can mess with our democracy. I would have had an independent commission. I would have done everything I could to get to the bottom of it because it's not going to stop. That's what I'm worried about.
In USA Today, when asked about collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, you said, quote, I'm convinced of it. So I just want to be clear. You're convinced there was collusion?
Well, let me say, if I'm convinced there was communication, I'm convinced there were meetings and phone calls, I'm convinced that there were financial entanglements. Let's wait to see what it's called. I'm convinced that there was something going on. And let's put the investigation to one side, because indeed, I have a lot of confidence in the special counsel. I don't know what he's going to end up with. He's a very honorable man. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. If there is, I think he'll tell us. Put that to one side, because that's ongoing. it almost doesn't matter. Our president, whoever our president is, should be defending our country and should be standing up and saying nobody messes with America. We are not.
Classified information was improperly stored or transmitted on that personal system in violation of a federal statute that makes it a felony to mishandle classified information, either in